All right, what about number 13? Well, we did 13. Let's see. So number 1, do you remember foiling? First outer, inner, last, right? Oh.
Good morning, Warriors.
Never mind.
Hope everyone's off to it.
So what are the very first, you got 2 sets of parentheses in number 1, right? I'm going to teach you like maybe you never learned it before, and if you know what you're doing, just hold on a minute. All right, what are the very first things in these parentheses? X, right? So we're going to multiply those first. What's x times x? X squared. There you go. All right, that's what the F stands for first. Goodness. The O stands for outer, right? What are some of the very far ends? X and 2. Multiply them and you get 2x. What kind of 2x? Positive or negative? There you go. All right, I stands for inner. The 2 that are right next to each other on the inside. Negative 3x. Very good. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. All right, and the L stands for last. So what's the very last thing in this parentheses? Yep, negative 3 times 2. All right, if you do it correctly, every single time, these 2 guys right here will combine. So what's 2 minus 3? Negative 1 or just negative x. Very good. Is that ringing some bells a little bit maybe? If not, don't worry. We're going to do it over and over and over because you got to know how to do it. All right, last 2, 16 and 17. All right, so there were 3 things you couldn't have on standard form. What was one thing? A negative or a fraction, and they couldn't have a GCF other than what number? 1, right? All right, here we go. How do I get rid of that fraction? What do I multiply this by? 2. How do I pick 2? Well, it don't matter about the negative. We'll fix it because when we move it over, it'll be positive. All right, so here we go, guys. You got to multiply everything. So what's y times 2? 2y equals. If you don't know, take your calculator. Parentheses, negative 1 divided by 2, close parentheses, times 2. It'll give you the answer. What do you get? Negative 1. Don't let those fractions scare you, okay? And then 10 times 2 is 20. And then all you got to do is move that 1 over. Yeah. There you go. No fractions, no leading negative, and what's the only number that goes into 1, 2, and 20? 1. So you're finished. Are y'all okay? All right, last one. Here we go. All right, you got a denominator of 8 and 4. What's the common denominator there?
13. 4.
What number do both of them go into? Not what goes into them. What do they go into? 8 is the smallest one. 24 will work. It's just going to make you some big numbers, though. All right, if you don't know how to do it, here we go. Parentheses, 5 divided by 8 times 8. What do you get? 5x. All right, same thing. Parentheses, 3 divided by 4, close parentheses, times 8. So you get 6y, right? And then what's 9 times 8? Negative 72. Okay? Minus 6, there you go. So you get 5x minus 6y equals negative 72, okay? No negative leading. The only one I care about being negative is the leading one, right? No fractions. And what's the only number that goes into 5, 6, and 72? 1. There you go. Are y'all okay? Yeah? All right, guys, look. Take this math workshop seriously because you're going to have a test at the end of the quarter on all the stuff that we've been doing on here, okay? Which is nothing but a review, basically. If you've been absent, please make sure you look in the folder because there's still 2 things up there. I don't know who they're for, though. All right. You got a piece of paper? All right. Grab your perfect squares. Bless you. Grab your perfect squares. Try not to look at them if you don't have to, though, okay? Perfect square quizzes were quite nice, guys. Very nice job. How do y'all feel about moving the perfect squares test to maybe Tuesday or Wednesday next week? Are y'all okay with that? Okay. All right. So we'll do that. Oh, that's right. We're out money. Okay, we'll move it to Wednesday then. That way we can review one more day. All right, here we go. What's the first perfect square? Go. 1. What's the next one? Keep going. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah. All right. Uh-huh. Okay, stop right there, right here. Do you see these two, how they're just backwards of each other? These two are the main ones that y'all got wrong, were these two right here, okay? That's 13, that's 14, and then 15? Okay, that was what your quiz was on. I think 2 of us missed our quiz, so please make sure you get with me today. If it's not graded today, it will be a 0 on your progress report, because I've got to have them graded today, because they're printing them tomorrow. They go out to you on Friday. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so if you didn't do it, I got to have it today. You got your perfect squares? All right, we're going to go all the way to 25. All right, what is 16 squared? 256, right? What's 17 squared? 18? 19? How much? 361. There you go. 20? 400, because 20 times 20, right? All right, what about 21? 441. 22? 484. 23? Yeah. 529. Yep. 24? And last one, 25. 625. There you go. All right. Those are all printed for you on the back of your learning targets for Unit 1, okay? So you can start studying them? Yeah? Do I want you to memorize, like, no, you can just multiply. Like, if worst comes to worst, go 16 times 16 on your paper, okay? You cannot use a calculator, but if the worst comes to worst, you can do that. Are y'all okay? All righty. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go do our notes real quick. Today is really easy, but you got to have a calculator. You got your notes? Page 9? Page 9, page 9, okay? Page 9. We're going to skip a lot of this stuff today because I know that y'all are very smart, and some of this stuff is very easy. So we don't really need to do every single one of these. Are y'all okay with that? Not doing every single one of these? Yeah? I got one person. Y'all want to do every single one of these? Yeah? You do?
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We're going to wake up. Wake up then. All right, here we go. We're going to do number 1, and we're going to do number 5, and then we're going to move on to something different, okay? All right, here we go. Look at the title. Instead of saying slope, we can say slope is something else now. What else can we say slope is? Rate of change, right? All right, you're in science class, and you got this beaker right here. You see this beaker? Yeah? Okay, so we're going to pair these up. What's the first pair that I can do? The first 2, right? What's the next pair that we can do? 2 and 5. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. 2 and 5. What's the next pair we can do? 5 and 8. And then the last one? 8 and 12. There you go. Y'all okay? All right, here we go. So we're going to say rate of change is basically, it's a ratio. A ratio is a fraction comparing these two. Guys, what was slope? What over what? Rise over run. But we're not going to call it rise over run hardly anymore. Like barely anymore. We're going to call it change in y over change in x. Or delta y over delta x. Delta just means change, okay? You see all the sororities and fraternities and stuff, they have a little triangle and they do all this stuff, you know, all the time? That's what that means, is delta. That's what that symbol is, y'all okay? It just means change. All right, here we go. So we're going to do change in y over change in x, okay? Just like you did in middle school. Just like you did in middle school. If you go to the cashier with some change, with some, like a $20 bill, and you pay for something that's only like $5, how is she going to figure out how to give you your change? Is she going to add? Is she going to subtract? Is she going to multiply or divide? She's going to subtract. So it's the same thing here. Change means to subtract. So what are my 2 y values? Yeah? Ty, I'm so glad you're in class with me. You're the only one that speaks up. Here we go. So it does not matter which one you do first. Which one you want to do first. It does not matter. The y's. You do 143? All right, 143.6 minus 139.4. Here's the only thing that matters. Here's the only thing that matters. You have to match up the x with the y. So what's the x that goes with 143? 0. That's the only thing that matters, is that you put them both in the same order. You could have done it backwards, as long as you did the x's backwards. Now you got your calculator? All right, what's 143.6 minus 139.4? 4.2? All right, and then 0 minus 2?
-2.
And then divide them, and what do you get? Negative 2.1. All right, what in the world does that mean? That means for every 2 minutes, what's the temperature doing? Well, how do you know it's dropping? Because of the negative. So it's going to drop 2.1 degrees Celsius every 2 minutes, right? All right, but we have to check every single one of these, because we got to see if it's a constant or not a constant, okay? Have you ever been in like a car before, and you like turned your air conditioner all the way up because you were like dying, and all of a sudden you were good, so you turned it all the way off, and then you had to keep turning it on, turn it off, and turn it on, turn it off, because you can't get the air just right, you know what I mean? So that's not, like, your air is not constantly being the same speed. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, but like in your house, when you turn it on, it's like the same rate all the time. Does that make sense? All right, let's look at the next one. Here we go. Changing y over changing x. And this time we're going to look at these two, 139.4 and 133.1. Which one do you want to use first? All right, it doesn't matter. And we're just going to subtract them. The only thing that matters is that you pair up. What's the x that goes with 139.4? 2 minus 5. All right, subtracting, what do you get? 6.3 and negative 3, and divide them, and you get same thing, right? We got to check them all and make sure they're all the same thing, because I promise if you don't check them all, that's when they're not going to be the same. All right, 2 more. Here we go. We got 133.1 and 126.8. Which one you want to do? Okay. Okay, so what's the x that goes with 133? 5 minus 8. I told you it was easy today. What'd you get? 6.3 over negative 3. There you go. That's negative 2.1. We just did that one. All right, last one. Here we go. Changing y over changing x. Last two. So 126.8 minus 118.4. And the only thing that matters is that you pair them up. What's the x that goes with 126? 8 minus 12. All right, subtract them. What do you get? 8.4? Negative 4. There you go. Are they all the same? So is this a constant rate of change or not a constant rate of change? There you go. That's all you got to say. What you got, Joseph?
We can be able to just subtract -2.1 from the last one.
Because you don't know if the ones in between have the same rate of change. If you knew that they were constant, like if it went ahead and told you they had a constant, then yes, you could just subtract those two. Yeah. All right, here we go. Are y'all okay? That's it. All right, flip over. Let's go to page number 5. All right, number 5. You ready? You got your calculators? You want to fly through this? Okay, so what's the first ones that I'm going to group together? And 30.2. There you go. You could have switched it around. You could have said 30.2 minus 37.3. It does not matter. And then as long as you do the 37 first, you have to do the x value that it goes with it first. So it's 0 minus 3. All right, what's 37.3 minus 30.2? 7.1 over negative 3. How much is that? Okay, 6 repeating. All right, let's check the other one. Are y'all okay? Pretty easy stuff? Okay, all right, here we go. Now we're going to do 30.2 and 27.7. I think y'all are already ahead of me, doing your own thing. That's perfectly fine. You go on with your bad self. We got 3 and 4. It's different. Do I even need to go any further? As soon as you see it's different, you're done. Constant or not constant? Not a constant rate of change. And that's it. Y'all okay? Yes, no, maybe? When is y'all being quiet today? Come on now. Okay, here we go. So if you remember this from algebra, this is going to be real. Oh, I still need to go back. Sorry. Y'all okay? All right, here we go. All right, slope. Here we go, same thing. Changing y over changing x. What are my 2 y values? -3 and 5. Does it matter the order I do them in? Nope. The only thing that matters is you put your x's. So I don't like my negatives being last. So I got -3 minus 5. And if I use the -3 first, I got to use the 1 first. So 1 minus 3. So that's -8 over -2. How much is that? +4. So if you were to graph those 2 points, what's your slope between those 2 points? 4. There you go. All right, here we go. Next one. Okay, you can either do 7 minus -1, or you can do -1 minus 7. I'm going to do 7 minus -1. Doesn't matter the order. What matters is you pair them up. If you start with 7, you got to do 8 minus 8. And what happens when you divide those? You get an error. And that is not 0. Because if that was 0, your calculator would give you 0. You can't have 0 in the denominator, right? So what did we call it when you had a 0 on the bottom? It's a straight line. It's a vertical line, right? And what was the slope of a vertical line? It's not 0. It's a certain kind of word. Undefined. Woo, look at you go. Waking that brain up this morning. Because look, you see the difference between this? 0 divided by 8. That actually gives you 0. Okay? So your calculator will tell you the answer. All right, flip over on the next page. Go. You got 2 more. Try those 2 real quick by yourself. Go. Lean over to your partner if you want to check your answer. 3 and 4. Yes, ma'am. And then we got this page, and then we done. We almost done. Reduce it if you can reduce it, okay? No decimal, no decimal, no. Your slope is never a decimal, never. You don't reduce it. Just make this constant. Whatever goes in the definition. See that? Yep. Yes, ma'am. All right, y'all get -6 over -10. All right, 2 negatives cancel. And what number goes into both of them? 2. So that's 3/5. Very nice, y'all, okay? All right, last one. Here we go. Let's see, 11 minus negative 9, negative 8 minus 24, 20 over negative 32. What number goes into both of those? 4. There you go. Negative 5 over over 8. All okay? Yeah? All right, here we go. Last 4. Here we go. Stay off your phone so we can get done with this. All right, let me zoom into this so you can see something. You ready? Okay, you need to find where that line crosses, like at a point right here. Does that make sense to everybody? So look right here. Does it cross right here? Yes. Does it cross right here? No. Ooh, what about that one? No, you see that little piece of white spot right there? What about this one? Yep. Here? No. Here? Here? Here. No. All right, so you got 3 points. All you need is 2 of them. Pick 2. The closest ones are going to be the best thing. The bottom 2? All right, so you're going to rise how many? 3. And if you rose 3, that's positive. And then you're going to run to the left. So it would be negative 2. And we always put the negative out to the front. All right, what about number 2? You got to be careful, guys. What is it counting by, number 2? It's counting by 2s, okay? So I know I got a point here. Oh, those are all kind of close, so I'm just going to go with those 2. I might have to reduce, but that'll be okay. All right, so I'm going to rise 2, 4, 6. And then I ran to the right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There you go. And then I just reduced those by what number? 2. So 3 over 8. Are y'all okay? All right, try the bottom 2. Last 2. And be careful on 3. Careful about what it's counting by. All right, what about number 3? What were your y's counting by? Oh. 5, because it's 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, what are your y's counting by? Yeah, sorry, your x's. Sorry, Reagan. Counting by 1s. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going up 5, because it's counting by 5s, and you're going right 1. Did y'all get 5? Okay, so if you didn't realize it was counting by 5s, then you put your answer as 1, okay? Yeah. Ma'am? Your y's are counting by 5s. So you can start here. What points did you pick?
I picked 2 and then 5. I kind of
You okay?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, last one. So that one's just counting by 1s, right? So let's see, I got a point here. Oh, right there, right? So see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm running left 1. Left 1 is what? Negative 1. And that reduces to negative 4. There you go. Y'all okay? Pretty. I told you today was easy, right? Okay, here we go. So we got checkpoints in the tray we got to finish up today. And then grab your workbook real quick. Grab your workbook real quick. We're gonna do a review for your quiz tomorrow, okay? Alright, so we're going to do all 4 of those on top. I'm sorry, page 13. I'm sorry. Alright, look at the directions. What's it say to do first? State the domain and range. Then tell me if it's a function or not a function. And if it is a function, what do you got to do? Okay. Alright, let's look at this one. You ready? Number 1. Oh, I got to get you a workbook. 1 second about it. Right here. Look at this one. What did 1 to 1 mean? It literally meant 1 to 1, right? Nothing repeated. Look at number 1. Does anything repeat? No. So this is a function. And this is 1 to 1. Does that make sense to everybody? Alright, flip over on the next page. Hannah, I got you, but don't worry, okay? Flip over on the next page. Alright, look at number 1. Well, number 2. Let's look at number 2. Ready? So yeah, 1 to 1 and you had on to. On to literally meant on to. Your y's repeated. Look at number 2. Do you see how your y's repeat? That's why it's a function and on to. You're all okay with that? Alright. Alright, here we go. Flip back over. Let's see. Let's do the bottom. I'm going to do 9, 10, and 13. And we need to do one with a letter. Let's do 14. Alright, y'all try those real quick, and then we'll look at 2.2, okay? Checkpoint first, though. You got a checkpoint in the tray? There's a lot of us. Grab your checkpoint. Francisco, Joseph, Sierra, Kennedy, Andres, Maddie. Mario, Bailey, Sandra, Haley, Brittany, Will, Travis, Alex, Tim, Yamina. Hey, Brittany, what do you finish that stuff? Okay. Today. Today. Well, it's not today. I can read it. Toby. What about number 2? Function or not a function? Not a function, because this is your review for your study guide for your quiz tomorrow, okay? What about number 3? Function or not a function? Function. 1 to 1 or on to? 1 to 1, right? Because nothing repeats. This 1 only goes with that 2. This 2 only goes with that 4. This 3 only goes with that 6. What about number 4? Vertical line test, does it pass? Nope. Y'all okay? Y'all with me? Okay. Alright, what about the bottom? What about f of 0? Yep. 2 times 0 minus 1. Alright, do you see how I wrote my answer? F of 0 equals negative 1. Alright, what about number 10? 23? Yep, that's right. 24 minus 1 is 23. Very good job. Alright, what about number 13? Y'all still working on that one? Did you put parentheses around your negative 1 squared? Alright, what's negative 1 squared? 1. So it's 2 minus 1, which is, so it's g of negative 1 equals 1. Alright, last one, number 14. How in the world do I do that one? What am I plugging in this time? You just plugging in the letter, right? So what are we plugging in? F. So instead of being 2x, it'll be 2d minus 1. That's it. Y'all okay? Yeah? Chandra, you got all this better? You got all that on your workbook page? You checked it all?
Do you mind if we work on the paper and just take it?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Chandra. Alright, we're not done, guys. Alright. What about, we gotta go over 2.2 right here. Alright, linear function, you ready? There were 3 things about a linear function. To be linear, something couldn't be multiplied. What couldn't be multiplied? Variables. Can't multiply letters, right? Why are y'all packing up? Huh? Oh, that's standard form, baby. Yep. Can't multiply letters. Alright, something about an exponent. Can't have something with an exponent. There you go. It can't have exponent other than 1. Can't exponent. Is that good enough? Y'all know what I mean? Can't exponent. Alright, and there was can't multiply letters. Mult. Can't mult letters. Alright, and then there was one more thing. You can't have a letter where? Where can it not be? On the bottom of the fraction. Can't have letter on bottom. Alright, so what about number 1? Linear or not linear? Linear. Number 2, linear or not linear? What about number 2? It's linear. Are you multiplying any letters? Do you have an exponent other than 1?
Number 5.
5's not a letter.
But X.
That's
You
not.
can't multiply X.
Yes. Letters. Can't multiply letters. Plural. Plural. Letters. With an S. With an S. Alright, let's see. What about number 4? No, why? Good, you got an exponent. What about number 5? No, why? Because X on the bottom, so no X on bottom.
Can you give an example of how you can multiply letters?
Yeah. Let's see. Y equals 5xy plus 7.
Okay.
Like that. See how you're multiplying 2 letters together? So this one will be not linear. Number 8, same thing. You got a square root, right? So that'd be not linear because you got a square root. Y'all okay? Is this bringing back some bells? All right. What about number? Let's see. Got a good one right here. Number 14. You ready? 14. You got negative 6y plus 14 equals 8x. What do you got to do first? Subtract the 8x. So you got negative 8x minus 6y. There you go. And you divide by how much? Negative 2, right? Because you can't have a negative in the front. And what number goes into all 3 of them? 2. So you got to divide by negative 2 here. 4x plus 3y equals 7. Y'all okay? Good. All right, last one. Last one down here. Let's look at number 18. Look at how it says to graph. Remember this from yesterday? Bless you. All right, x-intercept has to have an x left. Where's the 0 go so it leaves me with an x? Which one? Come on, guys. No. Where does the 0 go? So that it leaves me with an x, with a y. There you go. So that's 2x equals 10, x equals 5. All right, y-intercept. Y-intercept, you got to have y left. There you go. Y equals 2. Perfect. Perfect. 1, 2. Are y'all okay for tomorrow? Okay, so when you get home tonight, you're studying, right? You're looking at your notes, you're looking at your workbook, you're studying, and you get to one that you don't understand how to do. What do? Take a picture of it and email it or text it to me, and I can send you back a video. Okay, look, guys, if you're not going to study, I can't help you. If you don't help yourself, I cannot help you. Okay, you got a quiz tomorrow, and then that quiz is going to be on your progress report. So please study for it. All right, checkpoints got to be finished. You've got about 4 minutes left.